What's going on, guys? We got a great one today. First off, Isreal Adesanya. Is he injured? Is he not? We're going to go over in Alex Pereira's claims that Izzy was injured. I'm going to show you some statistics so we can break down whether that is a truthful statement or not. And then we're going to be going over Magomed Ankalaev supposedly and allegedly turned down fighting Alex Pereira for his title defense. And that is why they had to call Khalil Roundtree the number 8 ranked lightweight UFC, light heavyweight UFC fighter to fight Alex for the championship. So we're going to dive into all of that. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about Alex Pereira making the claims that Izzy is injured. So with this, of course, I don't know how Adesanya was. When we were there, we don't talk about injuries. We don't talk about any of that. We are there. We want to fight. We want to win. No excuses. Maybe Adesanya had an injury. I don't know. You can see he kicked very little. I saw that inside kick of Adesanya is very good. Not everyone can do that, but he can do it very well. It was a good weapon, and he didn't continue doing that inside kick. Even Drakus said it bothered him. It also bothered me. Said it before for the people who asked me. He didn't continue to do it.
Later, Adesanya confirmed Pereira's observation, writing, "It's weird how this guy knows me. It's like we spent hours studying each other's moves and fought multiple times or something."
So sorry, guys. I was trying to keep along with that. So you get the gist. Alex Pereira saying on his Twitter, hey, I don't know if he's confirmed or not he's injured. Can't, not really throwing that leg kick. Can't say yes for sure, but hey, he wasn't throwing it, and it's one of his most effective weapons. Israel's coming up saying, hey, dude, we've spent literally hours together in the cage, studying each other, not only fighting, but also studying before all our fights leading up to it. He knows Izzy. So Izzy seemingly agrees with that. So I want to dive right into Izzy's leg kick stats. We're going to go over significant strikes. Izzy stays to be pretty consistent for all of his statistics when it comes to his leg kicks. So this right here, I tried doing comparable ones. So Plessis ended in the 4th round. So I tried doing fights that either went 4 or 5 rounds just to kind of keep it somewhat similar. I did Yoel Romero because he's a big guy who likes to punch, is aggressive, and also has wrestling, or at least jiu-jitsu. And then also I did, I can't even talk right now, Poatan, Strickland, then Plessis. So boom, boom, boom. So Adesanya versus Romero. He threw 29 freaking leg kicks. He landed 25 of them, okay? Let's go over to Pereira Adesanya number 1. This one in the 5th round when Pereira knocked him out. Not knocked him out cold, but stopped him. Leg kicks, 30. He landed 24 out of 30, guys. Staying pretty consistent around throwing leg kicks, 30 leg kicks. Sorry, I got some dust in my eye right now. I'm trying to deal with it. Then, let's see, Strickland versus Adesanya. Adesanya actually threw 57 leg kicks and landed 34 of them, so even more, right? Now, we're going to go over to this Plessis. This video is powered by Buzz Brands, guys. Visit buckabuzz.com, buckabuzz.com, link in the description. Type in bear in the notes when you're making a purchase. That's BEAR, buckabuzz.com. Let's see. Israel Adesanya landed 8 out of 9 total leg kicks, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So there is absolutely credence in that. I mean, he threw basically 300% more kicks in all his other fights, and some fights even more. And another thing I noticed about the Izzy and Drakus fight, not very in the very beginning, like the 2nd round, 3rd round, the first time watching the fight live, I noticed that Izzy wasn't putting a lot of, he wasn't sitting into his punches and really just digging in into his punches and doing 100%. It kind of seemed like he was just tapping them. When you don't have your leg, you can't drive in there and really sit into your punches. But there was even one time, I think in the 3rd round, where Izzy threw a shot and he knew it wasn't gonna, and he just kind of smacked him a little bit. And I'm like, is this kind of pitter-patter with his hands? And then he'd throw every now and then just a beautiful body kick or a beautiful body shot, and he landed on the right side or the left side. So Izzy, whenever he hit the body, it was beautiful. It just wasn't that often. But if you were watching the fight, Izzy looked phenomenal the first 2 rounds, 3 rounds. I was like, oh my gosh. I was looking at my wife even though I called for Drakus to win, I was like, babe, I don't know. I think Izzy's going to win. Obviously, I would love for either guy to win. I just thought that Drakus was going to win, and obviously, Drakus does what Drakus always does, which is he almost gets knocked out, almost gets submitted, almost gets gassed out, something like that. He's about to end, and then just great white shark, mamba, freaking lion mentality of Dracus just comes out and he gets the finish every single time. And that is literally what happened. But Izzy looked great. And my biggest thing, I thought at least, is that Izzy had more power behind his punches. He'd be able to get it in there better, but he listened to the Bushido code, little samurai code, art of war. He's not talking about no injuries. He never even said anything during the press conference that he's proud of his performance, which he should be, taking all that time off, coming back, having a spectacular performance. But I do believe Alex Pereira, and obviously Izzy did confirm it, Izzy was injured during that fight, but oh my gosh, look how great he looked. But guys, don't be like, obviously, everyone, if you haven't been following this channel, and if you've never been in a fight camp, boxing, karate, MMA, everything, you are injured all the time in fight camps. It could be your elbow sprained, your wrist is sprained, you tore a muscle, your rib hurts, something to that effect, and it's always something. Obviously, there can be some more major issues going into the fight. We don't know what the severity of Isreal was. Obviously, he was not limping. He seemed absolutely great in his movement, but we can see his kicks were way, way, way down. And so with that, what's going to be next for Izzy? Do you think he had a good enough performance to fight du Plessis for the rematch? I think he personally did. You remember, Izzy was that guy that'd get unlimited rematches. Think about Alex, you know what I mean? And so why wouldn't do the same thing for Dracus? I hope they do give him an immediate rematch after Sean Strickland and Dracus fight. And then if Khamzat Chimaev really isn't sick and that fight ever does happen, I would love to see Khamzat versus Robert Whittaker. The winner of that, then fight the winner of Strickland versus Dracus. But I really do think that Dracus wins again for Strickland. If they had that rematch, which they are having it next. But I hope that Izzy comes back looking better than ever. I think he just needed some time to recover. That is just my personal opinion. Drop your comments down below. Do you think Izzy was actually hurt? Do you think if he was hurt and he fought again in this exact same shape and style, do you think he would win the fight not having that injury? But with that, guys, let's jump into the next freaking topic of conversation. It is Magomedov. Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira claims that Magomedov is freaking scared that he turned down the fight. So let's go ahead and read this little news clip and y'all can get some more information out of this. A lot of people ask me, I always wanted to fight against Magomed Ankalaev. I threw that to the organization, left it very clear, but Ankalaev didn't want to fight against me. If it wasn't the location, he just didn't want to. He isn't the champion. He can't pick anything. I think it is the opportunity that shows up. He didn't want it. I'm not scared of anyone. He made things difficult, but I'll come across him soon. So with that, Ankalaev, has obviously been recently repeatedly saying that he turned down the Abu Dhabi fight. Pereira turned down fighting him in Abu Dhabi. And obviously, if Pereira has other things lined up, he is the champion. He's like, hey, dude, if you want to fight, this is my freaking date. Obviously, the UFC wants to align. So you have to remember, guys, there's different markets in all different areas, right? So if they're going to a UK card, generally speaking, that's still going to be the American audience, but now they're going to try to extrapolate some more revenue from the UK side. But usually speaking, it's the same kind of audience, same pay-per-view times and shit like that. Abu Dhabi now is a different set. It's a different set of real estate for pay-per-view buys and audience bases. Obviously, you want to go towards the Middle Eastern Muslim type fighters over there. That's generally where you're going to get even more eyes and kind of just maximize your gate. So your gate is going to be the people physically at the arenas that are coming into Abu Dhabi Fight Island or Saudi Arabia or wherever they're going to be in the Middle Eastern. They want to get as big as a gate as possible. That's where we're going to have the biggest fights, and the biggest fights for them are going to be someone with a Middle Eastern background or a Muslim background or heritage. That's just how it goes. So why are they going to send their Brazilian star when they can have a fight right now? Why would they send him, to Abu Dhabi? So to me, there's no reason for Pereira to fight in Abu Dhabi. If anything, they should be fighting in freaking Brazil. You know what I mean? He is the champion. He does have the say, and he has been the champion in a spectacular fashion. And so with that, before I even ask all the questions or kind of go more into this, let's go with Ankalaev's response.
Ankalaev exposes Alex Pereira for lying about their fight. After Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree was confirmed, Alex said that Magomed Ankalaev denied the opportunity to fight him. Ankalaev responded to these claims on Twitter, writing, "This man is a liar. He's making up stuff. I'm gonna punish him after I handle my business." Okay, up next.
Wow, such an update. Such an update. Thank you, Magomed Ankalaev. So to me, Alex wasn't necessarily saying that like he ducked him. He was just saying, hey, we offered him the fight. I've already tried fighting him for this Khalil Roundtree fight. He was trying to be a pain. He wanted to fight, in a different geographical location. Obviously, Abu Dhabi makes more sense for Ankalaev. Duh. And obviously, he'll probably make more money over there depending on how their contracts and things like that are written up. And maybe he has a better fan base. It's just a better time and getting better, taken care of. You know how people at Fight Island, Abu Dhabi, how the Saudis also, too, take care of the fighters when they go over there. They're getting them G-Wagons, freaking Rolexes, just treating them like kings. Even like when the Furies came over and the Tyson Fury fight happened, treating them like kings. It just is a funner environment for some people who don't mind about the whole on the other side of the world. So with that, guys, leaving it there. What do you think? Do you think Ankalaev ducked Pereira? Do you think that ducking is because you're picking, business incentives over, taking this risk, which is this fight? Ankalaev saying like, hey, I think I can maximize this proposition or this fight agreement if we did it, over here. But since we can't do it over here, I don't want to fight. Does that mean he's ducking him? I think, yeah. If you want to talk about being the baddest, craziest, most gangster fighter, I think you should fight him wherever the champion is telling you to fight. That is just my opinion. Also, too, he's not some guy with some huge fan base. He's not some spectacular finisher. He's not like the UFC star. The UFC doesn't even like Ankalaev. So, dude, work your hardest trying to get those big fights, man. That is my personal opinion. And also, I think with the Twitter thing, he could have gone off more on Alex Pereira, gotten some more eyes on his name because he is a spectacular fighter. And I would want to see Ankalaev versus Pereira because I think Ankalaev would try to challenge himself and make his statement on the feet. And I would love to see those two guys going at it. Leaving it there, guys. I deleted my video that talked about the president before this current president. Can't say his name. Reacting to Joe Rogan. Deleted that. And then about that, female boxer, I can't even say her name in the Olympics. I deleted that video. Hopefully YouTube doesn't have me shadow banned anymore, guys. If you could please help me run up my videos from the last 2 weeks. My views went from 2,000 down to 0 literally overnight. If you can, just help me get back up to where we were by giving me a like, subscribe, and comment. I love y'all so much for the support. I'm out. Peace!